Well, here we are, midway through 2023, and the Sony FX3 is still kicking ass and chewing bubblegum. And guess what? It's almost out of gum. What's up guys, Mark here. In today's video, I want to go over 5 reasons why I really enjoy using the Sony FX3 as a new content creator. As a new content creator, I needed a tool that could grow with me as I learn new skills. The Sony FX3 is more capable than me at the current time. It's not holding me back at all. It's actually waiting for me to catch up or get to my full potential. So let's try to make this quick. I got 5 reasons why I really enjoy using this camera. So number 1, it looks professional and feels professional. There's a couple items in here I want to go over. The gunmetal gray color with black accents has an aggressive look and feel to it. The camera has tally lights on the front and back of the camera, which can be turned on or off. I leave them on most of the time, but when I'm running around or running and gunning in crowded spaces, sometimes I turn off the front tally lights. The camera is shaped like a brick, but it feels solid in your hands. The grip is nice and deep for people with normal size or large hands. And they even added some kind of gnarled hump on the back of the camera to make it easier to hold. Another thing that adds to the professional look and feel to the camera is the quarter 20 mounts. I will admit, out of the 5 extra quarter 20 mounts, I only used the 2 on the top. The others, I'm not sure what on earth those are used for, but if I find a reason for them, I'll let you know. Okay, so number 2. The second reason why I really enjoy using this camera is the frame rates. There's 4K 24, 4K 30, 4K 60. All of those frame rates do not have a crop. 4K 120 does have a crop, but it's so small you won't even notice it. There's another frame rate that I don't hear a lot of discussion about with the Sony FX3, but it's hidden down in the S&Q mode, which is 240 frames per second. It's not in 4K, it's in HD, but it's there. Okay, so let's touch on slow motion for 1 minute. For me, personally, I shoot everything in real time. And the only time that I use a higher frame rate is when I know that I'm going to slow the footage down in post. And since I've been on this YouTube journey, I look at movies through a different lens now. And what I've noticed is slow motion is not used a whole lot in the movie industry. But when they do use slow motion, it's on purpose or designed to emphasize something. In the movie Elysium, when Matt Damon fired the railgun, all of that footage was in real time and it looked crazy good. But since it was so fast, I had to rewind it a few times just to see what was really going on. In an earlier scene, when he fired the concussion proximity rounds at that silly red droid, that scene was in slow motion. Same type of action, but different frame rates were used. So in post, when you slow it down, this gives the 2 scenes a total different look and feel. Okay, so with that example out of the way, the Sony FX3 is extremely capable. It also gives you the ability to shoot at some really cool frame rates and the ability to shoot in super slow motion. It's not in 4K, it's in HD, but it's there. Number 3, active cooling. The Sony FX3 has an active cooling system built into the body. Living in a warmer climate, I really appreciate the built-in cooling. I do not have to worry about the camera shutting down or overheating when I'm out on a shoot. The fan is super quiet and I leave the settings on auto. I have had the camera mounted on a gimbal running around in the Texas heat at a construction site and no issues at all. Okay guys, let's do the YouTube stuff. If you found this video useful or entertaining, please consider giving me a thumbs up, a like, and a subscribe. Anything you can do to help this small channel grow, I truly appreciate it. If you have any questions, please reach out in the comment section. I do my best to respond to every single comment. I truly appreciate all of the subscribers and all of the honest feedback I get in the comment section. And with that out of the way, let's go and get back to the video. Number 4, the 4th thing that I really enjoy about the Sony FX3 is clear image zoom. This is a nice feature to have because you get that extra reach like you're shooting on an APS-C sensor. But you can switch back to full frame with a quick toggle of the switch. Just to note, clear image zoom is not a digital zoom, so you do not lower the quality of your recordings when zooming. I personally have a lot of prime lenses, so this feature is a really nice to have. One thing I wanted to mention, so please note, clear image zoom only works in 24 FPS, 30 FPS, and 60. If you try to use it in 120, it doesn't work. It's locked out or something like that. Number 5, the 5th thing that I really enjoy about the Sony FX3 is lens support. The Sony E-mount system offers a truck ton of lens options. If you're Big Bank Hank or broke ass Bob, you can get into this system and cherry pick your lenses based on your budget. It's like Sony jailbroke or unlocked their system on purpose. Just imagine going to the Apple store and you buy a brand new iPhone and they jailbroke it in the store and sold it to you. There is an enormous amount of manufacturers that make lenses for the Sony E-mount system. So that covers all 5. And there's one other thing that I wanted to mention is inspiration. The Sony FX3 actually inspires me. And here's what I mean. I'm an engineer by trade, and sometimes when I get off work, I'm exhausted. I can take one look at the Sony FX3 sitting on the bench. I'll get a burst of energy and I want to run out and record something. This camera is constantly barking at me saying, hey, let's go out and film something today. Okay, so we're done. In summary, I personally enjoy using the Sony FX3 because it looks and feels professional. The wide selection of frame rates is a filmmaker's dream. It has all the core frame rates covered, plus a few cool extra ones in the S&Q mode. It has active cooling. The active cooling is pretty much a no-brainer. All of the features they packed into this camera, it probably would melt if it didn't have an active cooling system. Clear image zoom. This feature gives my prime lenses a whole new lease on life. This is a really nice feature to have, and I think all Sony cameras have this. And the last one is lens support. The amount of aftermarket lens support is amazing, and if you're on a budget, having the ability to consider aftermarket lenses can be a relief to your bank account. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out for a few minutes in my YouTube cubbyhole. I really appreciate it. And if you found this information useful or entertaining, please consider giving it a like, a subscribe, and a thumbs up. And I will catch everyone at the next video.